Watch your phones, arms, and cameras. Keep those inside the blue railings. And the river does like to take the phones and everything away from you sometimes, so be careful with that. There's no smoking, e-cigs, or tobacco usage allowed on the boat. So of course that does include dipping, which sometimes people think, I don't know this. And in the front where it says no seating allowed are lights jackets, about 42, which we never need to use. We have a really great safety record. If you ever do fall in the river, remember the first thing that happens is you will get wet, but after that, just stand up and walk right out. So the river is only about 3 to 4 feet.
3 or 4 feet.
But other than that, guys, just kick back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Now, as we get started here, the first thing we'll talk about is everything on the left of us. So this hotel with the little water fountain in the front is the Omni La Mansion. In 1853, it was the St. Mary's School for Boys. St. Mary's outgrew themselves here and actually evolved into a law program. And they turned co-ed, so double the demand and a room for them. So St. Mary's relocated to the west side of the city, now known as St. Mary's University. But this is where they got their start off of. Instead of a Spanish influence, the more recent campus actually is more of a Gothic style to it. Now this is my personal favorite part on the Riverwalk. It's actually an optical illusion. In the front left, follow that wall all the way up to the tippy top because it looks like a freestanding wall. So make sure you guys look all the way to the top because that's the only way you'll see the illusion. And I'll get this to the right too.
That is crazy. It looks like that line.
So that is the
It just looks like a straight wall.
NIS. It opened in 1930. It's the first hospital on the west of the Mississippi to be fully air conditioned and fully operational, meaning you can get anything from a band-aid to having major surgery like arm, leg, or back surgery. So actress Carol Burnett was born right there.
No, they don't have that many picture right now.
Now, we got a hotel in the front of us
Ooh, it
right
feels
there. That's
cool
the Hyatt
right here.
Regency. The Hyatt Regency is only allowed to be 16 stories tall, and that is it. They cannot be even a single story taller. The reason why is the Alamo is across the street on the other side, which is a religious sacred ground. Because the Alamo is first and foremost a mission. Because we had Spanish missionaries go and settle at. So you can't cast a shadow at sunset. Even the mall can't cast a shadow on the Alamo either. The mall would have actually been 6 stories tall if they didn't shorten it down because it would have cast a shadow on the Alamo. If you haven't been to the Alamo, this is a really great way of getting there because of the shortcut. There's those double doors at the bottom of the hotel. You don't need a room key to swipe through. You don't need a wristband to show you're staying here. You'll walk underneath the lobby of the hotel. There's some shops, there's a bar, there's a German beer garden there also. So you have quite a bit there too. Even Ripley's is next door to them. Now looking at the front right of the boat, look at the top of that building there. It always reminds me of those big birthday cakes you get that are tiered in different colors. So purple, blue, green, little gold dome. That is the Casino Club building, which opened in 1927. It was only open to a select group of people. It was actually only the German businessmen in town. So be a man, a German, and a business owner in a city to gamble here. And it actually winds up being the same building that the book Roots by Alex Haley was written at. So they had that TV show Roots. Last summer there's a TV movie, which is actually on Netflix now. If you want to live there, you go on a wait list that's about 2 to 3 years long. It is the only historical apartment complex off the side of the river, so that's part of the reason why you're going to have a wait list there. And they pretty much hide, they're pretty reclusive. The only time I'll see them is actually during Christmas time. I'm going to get the Christmas lights on and the trees, and it's a lot cooler in the day. Now, this is River Square, so when you come here during dinner time, you're going to see a few of our dinner boats pop up along the way. So I'll turn into a dinner boat a little bit later on, and so you'll see me cruising here with some people eating on a boat. It's actually a really cool deal. It's actually about $50 a person for a 3-course meal. You're on the boat for an hour and 30 minutes, and you're right around 2-3 times with a tour while you eat your entree. Now on the top right of us, you guys look over these Texas flag umbrellas. There's a balcony right here. This is going to say the name R.H. Hugman, which is the father of the Riverwalk, Robert Hugman. This is a business which he placed here in 1941. Because 1941 is the year that the WPA, Works Projects Administration, finished the construction along our river. Because he planned out every sidewalk, every stairwell. He didn't plan out where he wanted specific trees to be planted. That way when they grew, they could give us a certain aesthetic to the river. So he really did plan out everything along the Riverwalk. And the WPA built this from 1939 to 1941, Works Projects Administration. Now, when the Riverwalk was first completed, a lot of people were actually pretty apprehensive of the river. River. There was a major flood that happened 20 years before that was still fresh in her mind.
So it
and
was
so
a
they were
river.
hesitant to open a restaurant along the river. And so Casa Rio on the right of us opened with all these colorful umbrellas. Casa Rio opened in 1946. They are the reason why you're on a boat today because they started the taxi boats and they started the dinner boats for their own restaurant to get their guests here to this place. And Casa Rio is still ran by the very same German family who opened them in the 40s. It's a really good example of Texas and German culture coming around in full circle here.
As we come back on out into the natural course.
Now, right now, we are on one of two man-made extensions of the river, even though this was the second one to be built. So everything in front of us is man-made. That means there is a concrete bottom underneath the water. Built in 1964. The city built this 4 years ahead of the 1968 Hemisphere World's Fair. And the Hemisphere World's Fair was a pretty big deal. Seattle, St. Louis, Canada, New York, they all hosted fairs before us. They just were hosted at different times in different years also. Our World's Fair was celebrating who we are in the culture. Spanish, German, Dutch, French, Portuguese, Irish cultures, just to name a few. And we had rides. You can get on our taxi boats, you can get on a monorail or sky rides. We had acrobat acts and water ski performances going on. So there's a lot of things for 6 months in 1968. If you take a look on the top right, you're going to see our centerpiece for that World's Fair was this the Tower of Americas. So Tower of Americas to the top right of us. Now, Tower of Americas is roughly about 630 feet tall. It's an hour to rotate. There's a bar, a restaurant, and an observation deck.
That's what Tim was asking about.
You have a 4D theater. So 4D movie is like a 3D movie, but they're going to put special effects onto you, like water, heat, and wind, to make you feel like you're inside the movie. Now there's two Marriott hotels directly in the front of us. I'm going to talk about the one on the left side. The one that has the 2 points at the top. Kind of looks like giant stairs you climb upwards. That is the Marriott River Center Hotel. In 1985, in order to build that very hotel, the Marriott picked up a previous extending 3-story hotel and they moved it intact 4 blocks south of here to the corner of Nueva and South Alamo Street. The reason why they moved the hotel instead of just destroying it is the Fairmont Hotel that had opened in 1906. They reconsidered a historic building with a plaque, and so the Conservation Society made sure that they did not destroy the hotel, but they wanted to build this one here. People brought lawn chairs, they brought big beach umbrellas, they brought ice chests, the ones with the wheels, there's snacks and drinks in it, and they just followed the hotel as it went down each block. So if you go to YouTube, there's a 15-minute documentary done by PBS where they talk to spectators, they talk to the engineers, that's what everybody there has. It has anything to do with moving this hotel. So if you drink down the river, they went underneath these bridges and forced those extra wooden pillars. They put glass bottles, empty glass bottles underneath the hinges of the bridge, because if they wiggled around too much or started cracking, that meant the bridge was starting to buckle underneath the way the hotel also. So that's a 1985 Fairmont Hotel. Really quick video on YouTube on that. Alright, so we're in the Henry G. Gonzalez Convention Center, named after the first Mexican-American congressman to be elected in 1960 during the John F. Kennedy administration. We got 2 pieces of art in here too. The first piece of art I'll mention is the one in the front right after that gap in the convention center. That's called Confluence of Civilizations by Carlos Menendez. That's a gift from Mexico during the 1968 World's Fair. So that's about 3 tons worth of crushed glass that we have here. So that's one piece of art. The second one is on the direct opposite side. Don't worry too much if you're faced away from it because we'll turn the boat around. But this longer one is called Confluence of Civilizations of the Americas. North and South American culture meet in the middle through Adam and Eve. That baby at their feet is a child of the future, representing our nieces, nephews, great-grandchildren, even our grandparents, and that person you bumped into on the sidewalk for a few seconds. And there's about 400,000 pieces of 1-inch by 1-inch tile piece brought over from 7 different countries. But it did take less than a year to create, because it's a puzzle within a puzzle. Those 1-inch by 1-inch pieces were put into 2 feet by 2 feet packs. I guess so this is what we're going to turn around at. This is a dead end for the river.